Hello, everybody. This is Professor Darla Jones, and I wanted to check in with you. I wanted to go through a few things. You'll notice there are some items I put in, and I'm trying to do 2 chapters at a time because of our time frame. I'm trying to be complete, but it does put a little bit of onus on you. I am making the quizzes, I think, user-friendly for you because since you're on an online class, you can take it with any resources you like, and that's why I'm giving you 3 attempts, because I'm more interested in you learning the information than trying to look it all up as fast as possible. So I'm hoping that's going to work out for us. I want to make a few quick comments about printers, because this is more my style of doing a PowerPoint, although I have included the publisher's PowerPoint, and I'm going to stay with that at this point because it's a different book than I normally use, and I think it will be very valuable to you. With that said, I will be providing you with plenty of study tools as we get closer for those of you who decide to take the certification exam. And so just real quick, some things I want to say about printing. One of them is basically there's all types. There's enterprise type computing, as you see like here. I just put this squid because it's inkjet. And then you'll see some home combinations of printers and scanners. The types basically that we're concerned about is configuring, repairing, maintaining printers. How do we know what to do? And we have to know how they work, and we used to have to hire people to take care of our laser printers and things like that. Now, most of you have a printer at home, I would suspect. So some of you have one of the 4 topics I'm going to talk about, which is laser, inkjet, which is like a bubble jet, thermal printers, and impact printers. The main things I want to bring attention to in these is some people say, well, laser's too expensive. Inkjet, it gets wet and it splashes all over. I would suggest, as I go through, I'll just deal with each one individually. Okay, there's a point in your chapter that's very good because it's going to explain the importance of one of the things about laser printers and why they're kind of dangerous to work with unless you know what you're doing is because they are highly charged electrically. So you have to be careful, and they have these 7 steps. And like I do my 7 steps, well, usually these would come up one by one, but I have each step coming up one by one, and they get put through here, and how the heat and the pressure of the fuser tone and stuff like that. And if it's a computer, if it's a color laser printer, then it would repeat this process 4 times. But your book does go through this process very well. So I just wanted to bring it to your attention that that is something you need to know. The inkjet printers, main thing about these are they're not quite as high of the resolution, but they're very good for a lot of things, and many people really like them. I recommend that unless you're just doing documents, then just get a black one, just a 1 cartridge black. But if you're going to have a color one, make sure it's not a 4 cartridge color, because then you're going to run out of black and the other 3 aren't going to be out yet. So just think about that because it does make a difference. Now, many people will give you free inkjet printers because the ink costs a lot of money. And there are ways to recycle ink and things like that, but something to think about. So basically, the idea is that, and you can read all the details about them as you go, but I'm just trying to expose you to a couple different types. Now, the impact printers, and some of you may have never seen these, but they're called dot matrix printers, and they have a print head that moves across the width of the paper, much like a typewriter kind of did, and the pins are used to print the matrix of the dots, and they shoot across this cloth ribbon, and that ribbon is, it's kind of late, sorry, that ribbon is pretty good. And that's part of the reason why it's effective is it has the ink on it, so it makes the impact, it contacts the head, and it will transfer the ink to the paper. much like typewriters did. Very efficient, and they last a long time, except that the cloth ribbon can get stretched out or get light when it runs out of ink. So the dot matrix printer technology advantages are that the track feeder, I know somebody used a track feeder forever because the paper that they use has holes in the side, so you can just keep printing and printing and printing. The other thing is you can use a carbon paper, which many of you are going, huh? What's that? It's really easy to just say print to, but it does give you that opportunity, and it's very durable. And then lastly is thermal printers. This is kind of a trick. There we go. Oh, I see. Thermal printers are a little tricky because they use heat. A lot of times we use them with receipts and things like that. And the bad part is they look fantastic. They really just function because of direct thermal that burns the dots onto the paper, and you can also get specific thermal transfer printers with the specific paper. They're reliable, they're easy to maintain. A lot of stores use them for receipts. The only bad thing is that they can smear or become compromised. If you leave them out in the car, all of a sudden your receipt looks like half a receipt or things like that because it is due to thermal. But this is a heads up on those 4 types, and you'll be reading about them quite a bit.